Hi everyone, welcome to Life Coaching with Gail on everything psychic, intuitive, spiritual, because our lives are full of everything and we need coaching through it at some points, which would be really nice to have when we're going, what do I do? Where am I going? And so that's what I do, and I use my intuitive senses and other modalities to help you do that. And one of the ones I do use, we're going to do our cards shortly for the month of October, because that's the time we're at. Before that, I just want to mention that whatever situation you're going through in your life at the moment, if there's been a long, ongoing situation that you just can't understand, you haven't been able to resolve, it's quite possibly a past life. And I like to make sense of things. I like to help you make sense of your life, of your situations. And past lives can do that. Past lives are easily accessible simply by sitting with me, or video phone, doesn't actually matter, but I can tune in and I can see a situation in the past. Call it with your ancestors if that makes you feel more comfortable. I prefer to think that I've lived before, and that some of the memories that I've had in my early childhood were to do with past lives. They can help explain why you're going through what you're going through. They can help explain why people in your life, or a particular person in your life, is a bit of a struggle for you at the moment. And so yeah, that is something that I invite you to look more into. If you make sense of things in your life, you can cope with it no matter what it is. And you can also find solutions that you may not have thought of before. So it gives you a different coping skill, and it gives you a different perspective to make different strategies, or come up with different strategies. So October, here we are, October, right. So October is, a very significant month. It's a bit of a kapow month. I don't know why I said kapow. It's a bit of a punch month in the year of 2020. And so we can say that it's an intense month where there are a lot of things that shift and change. So internally for yourself, you may change how you operate, or how you want to operate just in your everyday life, or even think differently. You may just choose, no, I'm going to think differently. It came to me just before I came, actually, that if there has been some kind of habit that you have had that has been going on for a long time, this is the month where something might inside you just go, it's not working for me anymore. And without having to make a huge amount of effort, you follow the feeling. You just won't feel as inclined maybe as before to continue that habit, whatever that habit is. It just means that now it's run its course, and now there is something else that you need to be looking at and doing, and you don't need that anymore. It's given you whatever you needed in your life, whether it could be coffee, drinking too much coffee, and maybe you just find you're not drinking as much coffee. The coffee to keep you going, the coffee to, help you stay awake, to do your study. Maybe you just don't need as much. So little things, big things. It's a like I said, intense month. We have 2 full moons apparently this month. It's not that common. It's about once every 2.5 years. So it's the moon affects us always. The moon affects the tides, so it affects change. This is part of October. I heard reference to March and April, that October as a month will be in line with March, April this year. And so whatever, we went through some pretty big sort of shifts and changes here in New Zealand, and October kind of like reinforces that in some way. I actually just got that it's like this month's changes are the results of those months' changes. So these are on a very personal level. They could be in your relationships. They could be to do with moving and property. I got something this morning around moving and property and things like that. We've got two aspects up in the sky because the stars do actually, and the planets do actually affect us on a day-to-day basis. And with property, particularly, there could be delays, there could be complications. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, it just means it could be a little bit more frustrating if you let it. So simply just roll with it. Communication is going to be a bit more difficult again because we have planets going backwards, which just means things don't move forward as easily. And I'm not going to go into detail because you can go and Google or you can have a look at astrology. That's always a good, fascinating subject, by the way. It can actually help you in your own personal life. So, have a look at that. I actually decided that this month we're going to have, us ladies are going to have kind of difficulties with our men and males that we deal with in our everyday life. And it doesn't, it's not problematic. It just means come up with some different strategies for dealing with your partner or with males. If things aren't going well, just approach it in a different way and you'll probably have a little bit more success. So if you are thinking of moving, or if you are moving and there are complications, it's just because it's in line with the vibe and the energy of things that are happening around us. And, the whole year of 2020 has been about change. And October, it's change of landscape, change of energy, change of vibe, call it what you will. Now, I did write a few things down, but I think I've covered most of those. Except that for you personally, because we're in spring, so we've got lots to look forward to. We've got everything's growing. We've got beautiful weather here and more coming. I mean, it's a bit cold at the moment, but what was I going to say? This is a month for you where you can have personal, breakthrough moments. In your personal life, in your personal dealings, you can have breakthroughs. Yes, things will perhaps be delayed or be a bit more complicated. However, the outcomes can be quite astounding, can be quite positive. So get out and have some fun, go do and enjoy other things. September was the month to do something different. I know lots of people actually who did things that were really different. And I myself, even today, are wearing something different. So, you get old, you do little changes. Nothing massive for me. Okay, so let's have a little look at October 2020. So this month of October, and this is 2 months before the end of the year. So let's have a little look at what October brings to us and what we can look forward to in positive terms. So the good news is, I'm going to show you the card. It doesn't look very pretty, but it's actually the good news, okay? So this is the death card, and it's never to be afraid of any of these cards. This is the card that says, all this trouble and stuff that we've gone through, all of the difficulties that we've actually had, this month we will see that all coming to an end. We'll see the spring in our lives, if you like. We'll see the newness, we'll see the new beginnings, we'll see that opening up of more freedoms, feeling freer. And I mean, we've been really lucky in New Zealand, but even for other countries, just seeing that is what has happened. Our world has changed. It's actually changed permanently. We haven't seen all those changes yet, and I've said that a couple of times. But this is actually an amazing, it just says it's done. Now we can get on with new things. Now just try not to hold on to things that have happened. Anything that is ended and finished in your life is because it was worn out. It was done. It already had served you, given you what you needed, and the exciting part is now you're ready to grow. Now you're ready to travel forward, if you like, and explore you in a better and new way. Not sure what that is. I've got something around horses. Don't know what horses. We don't see a lot of horses. It could be symbolic because horses are to do with travel. So a lot more travel, a lot more movement happening. Look at the stars. And I got this coming here in the car. Look at the stars. Look, you know, do it casual, be romantic, go out, look at the stars, or really look at the stars, you know, get a telescope and actually look at them, be intrigued with them. There's something about the stars that's quite mesmerising this month. I like to use the word magical, so it's quite magical. So go out and stare at the stars. It's the combinations of twinkling. I don't know, it's something to inspire. It's something to give you, to uplift you. It's something, you might have an epiphany. You know, you might have a aha moment. Just casually go and look at the stars, or do something at night under the stars. We're obviously going to see stars a lot, which is good. That means less cloudy nights. Okay. I like that. What is that? I'll have a little look at that again in a minute, because there's quite a bit in that card. And we will have a look at, oh, old problems gone. Old problems gone, finished this month. Old situations finally over this month. Awesome. Let's have a look at more for October. Something to look forward to. That would be nice. Well, that is to look forward to. It's just in a whole different... Oh, look, and I even picked up 2 cards. And so I have to pick up another card after this. But I picked up 2 together. And I've got to look at that. So... two aspects. And I'll just turn them around as I got them. First one is the High Priestess. Second one is the Chariot. The High Priestess is to do with feeling more gut intuition, gut feelings, and this is around, in particular, trips, travel. Anyone who's looking to purchase a car this month, please just, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't choose it because of the colour. choose it because you feel it's going to be safe, and then you feel it's a nice style for you. Even if you're a guy, can you just do it on feel, not colour, not flashness? I know there's certain types and styles of cars that we do like. So there's something going to be revealed this month around vehicles. Is it a new vehicle? You know how we've got electric cars? This is, so there's going to be some kind of, it's electric, but it might be a new car. And I know we've had that already with Tesla. But it's either a new car or a new add-on to the car. So it either makes the battery last longer, or there's something mechanical about it that's like a very clever technological kind of addition. I'm not sure what that actually is. I'm hoping it comes up this month because I've pulled the cards for this month, but sometimes you see them for things that are coming up in the next couple of months as well. And also make sure that your car is serviced, that it's got its warrant, that it's got its rego, so you don't get pulled over and get caught out. Yeah, just check the oil, check the water. It makes me think I'm going to have to do mine too. So there's a likelihood that we will be, and we know that there's elections this month as well that are coming up for us. I'm not sure what that is, like something tricky-dicky going on with that. I don't mean dishonest, by the way. Ooh, okay. Right. Now I'm going to have a little look at October. We know that October is it's actually the main month for change. Changes in the way you think, your perspective, but changes in your life situation. This suggests that any kind of property dealings, we talked about those before, but just check in and listen to how you feel about, like, the vibe of the house. And I know that some people don't see that as important, but it actually really is, because if you stay in a place with an energy that you don't feel comfortable in, it doesn't get better. Oh yes, I was also going to say this month, and this may have been already happening. So if things go bump in the night, if there is, I don't know, you see things out of the peripheral of your eye, the veil is thinner at the moment. It has been for a little while. If you have any kind of like, sort of like weird things that happen, it's because you're more sensitive and you're more open to picking up on different kinds of energy at the moment than you more likely would have been. So that's something that, find someone that can explain that to you. Don't be frightened by anything and don't wonder about anything. Just go, well, what is that? Sometimes it's just your relative saying hi. There's quite a lot of that going on at the moment, still from before. Some that want to be known, remembered, not necessarily to give you any kind of particular message. So October, we've got the shifting, changing energy this month in October. There's been some real gradual themes, sort of like similar themes for the whole of 2020, and we know that because it's all been about things changing in our lives. So there are a lot of similarities with every month that we go through, some more significant than others. And if you remember March, April for yourself in your life, then this month that kind of resonates again. Those kinds of things affect you again, or different things affect you. The last card's perfect. They're all perfect actually, but the last card is the Sun. So the Sun just is the promise. It's the promise that whatever you're going through, whatever you've had to let go of, whatever has finished in your life, there is sunshine now that comes into it this month. So there are positive things happening. There are things that you can embrace and feel happy about. You can feel excited about things again. You can look forward to things again. There are positive outcomes in most anything that you do. Just handle the kind of like complications and frustrations of it. It is just part of it. It's part of it, but it all has a good outcome. Sunshine. And I often find that this card comes out when it's been tough, when it's been a bit complicated, when there have been things that have challenged you, if you like. This month is a big turnaround month, and the turnaround is to the positive, to happiness, to success. So look forward to that. Handle the difficulties this month, because we do have two planets going backwards. When they go backwards, things don't happen very, very easily. Communicating with people, talking to people, any difficulties with transactions and getting those fixed and finished, just ride with it, because that is part of it all, but the outcomes will be good because of that. So it's kind of a promise that everything's going to be fine, that life is good, no matter how it's been, and that beginning of new and wonderful things happens this month, along with the end of this period of time that we have been through, and any hard time that you've been through in your life. This month, things turn around in such a way they begin again and they become better, and that you can make progress. And there are positive things that you can do to help yourself in your life. Get out there in the sun, birds, bees, like bees. Who's had bees coming in around? Birds coming in around, some inside the house. I had a little bee building a little hive in my house. I kept wondering why this bee was in my kitchen. It kept coming in and out of the window for 3 days only. And then I looked up when it came in, and here's this little bee hive. It's a little round thing like this. Yeah, I had to shut the window and say sorry. So it couldn't come in anymore. On that note, lovely people, please enjoy your month. This is a month of wonderful changes in different ways. Be excited about what those might be. And with that, we will love and leave you. Namaste. Have a wonderful month, and we will see you again in the middle of the month.